Kept in by Barber at the right point. That was off Clark's shoulder. In the corner, fired it in front. Here is an empty net chance for Gretzky with 5 seconds. He's moving in. He scores! Into that. What can you do? They're mauling Gretzky over in the corner.
To take on this harsh and unpredictable world, it is critical that one must be prepared for anything. Many would be quick to assume that the individuals who are physically and mentally strong would be the most successful in this domain, which is relatively true. In the sport of ice hockey, it is extremely important that one possesses key attributes such as speed, puck skill, and size, as those are seen as the most crucial assets to have in the fast-paced game. However, Wayne Gretzky defied this as he lacked speed and size, but was still able to make a massive impact in the National Hockey League. It seems unlikely that a person with a weak physical structure like his would be durable enough to play in a highly competitive league like the NHL, let alone make a historical impact. Yet Gretzky was able to play at an unbelievably high standard, becoming the greatest hockey player to ever live. Many people wonder what he had that allowed him to dominate in the exceptionally physical sport, and the answer to that is his mental strength. His intelligence, confidence, and positive attitude enabled him to have a huge advantage over his opponents, which is why he was so successful. The Great One, the complete Wayne Gretzky collection, shows how mental strength is just as important as physical strength in the success of a person through the life of Wayne Gretzky. The character of Wayne Gretzky is depicted as an optimistic and unassuming individual, even as a young adolescent. After putting on hockey skates when he was 2.5 years old, Gretzky had been playing hockey at an unusually high level ever since. His unbelievable hockey skill was put on display when he scored 378 goals in 68 games at the age of 11 when he played for the Brantford, Ontario Novice All-Star team. Even after playing in the Ontario Hockey Association at 16 years old, his extraordinary play did not come to an end, nor did his positive attitude. While Gretzky was waiting on the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds playing along with the rest of his teammates, he was teased by the older players because of his reputation at such an early age. However, instead of being upset or angered by his teammates' remarks, he was entertained by it, as he enjoys all the attention showered on him. Swift page 9. It is common for younger players to be teased by the older players, but Gretzky's response reveals his exceedingly positive character, his maturity, and his classiness, which were the factors that allowed him to play in the NHL. After breaking several records in the early portion of his outstanding hockey career, Wayne Gretzky was traded away from the Edmonton Oilers, the team he had been with ever since he entered the NHL. In the press conference discussing the matter, his sadness was clearly evident as he began to express his thanks for the people in Edmonton. He struggled and choked back tears. It's disappointing having to leave Edmonton. Like I said, there comes a time when... Then he stopped, unable to go on. Swift page 131. A song that connects to this quotation is When I'm Gone by Eminem.
When I'm gone, just carry on, don't mourn, rejoice every time you hear the sound of my voice. Just know that I'm looking down on you, smiling and nodding and feel it, dang. So baby, don't feel no pain, just smile back.
The chorus of the song, And When I'm Gone, Just Carry On, Don't Mourn, Rejoice, relates to Gretzky's positive effort to move on from his memorable experiences in Edmonton and enjoy what lies ahead in his future. He uses the fans in Edmonton as reassurance as he knows that they are happy and grateful for all that he has done, identical to the message that the song conveys. Furthermore, Wayne Gretzky faces many conflicts throughout his playing career and does not let his negative emotions dictate his actions. The endless conflicts that he faces are the violent threats made towards him every time he steps on the ice. Despite that, ever since he left the Edmonton Oilers, Gretzky has been reluctant to face his former team. When Gretzky is set to play against them for the first time since being traded, he is nervous and does not want to face his ex-teammates. He says, "We were the closest team, I think, that's ever been assembled in pro sports. It's going to be extremely tough." Murphy, page 137. His emotional conflict is evident as he is afraid to play against his former team, but also conveys his positive relationships that he had developed with his previous teammates. Eventually, he is able to continue playing against the Edmonton Oilers and any other hockey team without letting his emotions influence his actions. However, being the sensational player that he is, the hockey world will not accept the possibility of Wayne Gretzky losing his special status of being a brilliant athlete. Due to the fact that Wayne Gretzky is the greatest player in the history of the NHL, the fans, coaches, and the media make it very clear that they will not allow Wayne Gretzky to play at a low level. If he does, he will have to visualize having a bad public image. Still, when Gretzky had gotten much older and found out that the inersum in his father's brain popped, it was evident that there was something wrong with him, which really affected his gameplay. At that time, he said, "Everywhere I went, it became, when is Gretzky going to get a goal? Here you are, your dad fighting for his life, and people are coming up to you and asking, are you ever going to score? And you would think to yourself, my goodness." Riley, page 199. The song Not Afraid by Eminem connects to Gretzky's struggles with pleasing the public and facing problems in his own life.
And I just can't keep living this way. So starting today, I'm breaking out of this cage. I'm standing up, I'ma face my demon. I'm manning up, I'ma hold my ground. I've had enough, now I'm so fed up. Time to put my life back together right now.
The bridge of the song is very similar to Gretzky's positive attitude in trying to solve the problems that have transpired in his own life. Moreover, Michael Farber and the authors who compiled the collection of events that have occurred in Wayne Gretzky's life exquisitely use form to illustrate his mental strength. Gretzky's speed and skating ability has always been underrated because he was not at all the fastest player on the ice. Though he knew that his speed was a great weakness, his ability to think about how to use technique to improve his skating ability permitted him to be potent in the NHL. When his skating ability was being compared with teammate Mark Messier, Jack Falla, co-author of the great one, The Complete Wayne Gretzky Collection, is surprised to realize that the speed is the same, almost incomprehensible to this average skater, but Gretzky seems to be moving lightly, his skates barely cutting the ice with a snick, snick, snick. Falla, page 100. Falla uses onomatopoeia to describe how Gretzky's speed is the same as other great players, but his unique method allows him to turn his weakness into a strength by fooling his unaware opponents. Gretzky consistently relies on his hockey sense and intelligence to be valuable to his teammates. To remain an asset on his team, Gretzky applies what he has learned from the past to his game, such as his father's puck drills. On October 15, 1989, during a game against his former Edmonton Oilers team, his memory took him back to when he was 11 years old, when Wayne Gretzky met Gordie Howe at a sports banquet in 1972. Howe gave him a piece of advice: work on your backhand. Greenberg, page 164. The flashback that Wayne Gretzky had helped him as he scored a goal with a backhand shot, conveying his ability to apply his previous knowledge to a real-life situation. A song that relates to this is Headlights by Eminem.
But I'm sorry, mama, for cleaning out my closet at the time. I was angry, rightfully maybe so. Never meant that far to take it though, cause now I know it's not your fault, and I'm not making jokes. That song I no longer play, it shows, and I cringe every time it's on the radio.
Eminem learns from his past experiences to write a song apologizing to his mother, similarly to how Gretzky used his past experiences to score a goal. Equally important, Wayne Gretzky's mental strength did not only give him the opportunity to play in the NHL, but it also gave children all across Canada and the United States the hope that someday they would be able to play in the NHL as well. The belief that one could achieve anything as long as they had the right attitude was undoubtedly the message that he had left for the world. Wayne Gretzky lacked size and speed, attributes needed in the game of hockey, and was still able to become the greatest hockey player of all time solely due to his mental strength. This included his approach to working hard to improve himself. Gretzky states that the greatest athletes in the world have a lot of bad games. The difference is that the greatest athletes, when they have bad games, are still as good or better than the other guys because they work so hard. Kasnev, page 311. This statement by Gretzky reinforces the idea that working hard will help one achieve their goals, with Gretzky himself being the living example. If he lived his life without his eagerness and motivation, Gretzky would not have made an impact in the NHL and might have not played in the NHL at all. Instead, he worked hard from the beginning and was able to affect children all over the nation at such an early age. If he were never to play another hockey game, thousands of Canadian kids would remember him into their dotage. He is the stuff of their dream, that, lacking size, lacking strength, lacking speed, They too can somehow make it. Swift page 3. Guts Over Fear by Eminem corresponds with this quotation.
So this is for every kid who all they ever did was jump to one day just getting accepted. I represent him or her, anyone similar. You are the reason that I made this song.
The final verse directly relates to Gretzky's influence on children and his message that motivated them all to have a good attitude to be successful. In the end, the great one, the complete Wayne Gretzky collection, clearly uses subject, conflict, form, and theme to show how mental strength is just as vital as physical strength in the outcome of an individual through the life of Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky had exceptional puck skills, but also possessed confidence, intelligence, optimism, classiness, maturity, a hard work ethic, and an extremely positive attitude. In other words, Wayne Gretzky is a living model of success uniquely due to his mental strength.